Thank you so much. And I am going to start this special show with two very interesting gentlemen, the founder and CEO of Future Group, and of course, the CEO of Google India, Rajan Anandan. Before I, shoot my conversation and start this very interesting unveil, which I believe is Future Group's most ambitious project till date, according to Kishore Biyani. The pretext of the conversation is really that Retail 1.0 was about modern retail, Retail 2.0 was e-commerce, and now they're looking at e-commerce as a traditional business, and Retail 3.0 is really about blended commerce. So without wasting any more time, thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. Mr. Kishore Biyani, many congratulations yet again for thinking out of the box and trying and shaking up the retail landscape. Please explain to me what new Retail 3.0 is.
I think we have been into the consumption space for a long period of time, maybe now nearly 30 years. And we have tried our hands on Retail 2, which was e-commerce. Way back in when Flipkart was around, we started at the same time. Then we did something called the assisted e-commerce with Big Bazaar Direct. That also didn't work. And Future Bazaar also didn't work. It also closed down. And then we attempted to acquire a company called Fab Furnish and tried another way of doing e-commerce. I think getting into businesses, we realized that probably e-commerce, the Retail 2 e-commerce business is very expensive in terms of doing business. And I think a lot of new technologies were emerging. And we thought, how can we use technologies to reshape our business? And many technologies which can take us to the future for the next 30 years is what we thought we should do. And we started looking at all the technologies and how we can layer the technology on the physical to get disproportionate business. I think the new world which is emerging is going to be much, much different than what it was earlier. And the new digital world is something which we want to be a part of. And we personally believe that technology is all about creating an extra capacity for your organization and to increase the capacity of human beings. And that's what we are going to use technology for.
So, Mr. Biyani, today you're going to be unveiling Future Group's the Tatsu, the big project you're undertaking. And I believe that's going to be about 10,000 stores by 2022, within a radius of 2 kilometers, reaching every urban consumer. Explain to me why this is a different concept, why this is such an ambitious project, and how will tech play an important role in actually it becoming a very differentiated offering in the retail space?
I think the tech has come into our lives in every which way.
Sure.
Earlier, the tech was separate and the body was separate. Today, there are injectable techs. The tech is everywhere. I think the new techs are going to be all around you. So how can physical business be coupled with tech? So we are wanting to take help of Google to look at property sourcing only through tech.
Okay.
Depending on the location, the crowd sourcing, the heat maps. I think multiple things can be done to understand where the population resides, and this is only a membership store.
Okay.
We are only wanting 2,000 members per store, and we want to serve individually every needs of this, and that's again using technology. I think this data which we'll get out of this 2,000 members will make us predict what they are wanting to shop, what they want to buy, and sell them the items which we have in the store, as well as sell them, create an entire marketplace for them, and give them whatever they want.
Just to simplify what you've just said, for my understanding, my audience, and of course your future customers, if you could just explain to me how this is going to work. So there are going to be EasyDay stores that you'll be launching, but this is essentially a supermarket.
Yeah, it's a supermarket, 3,500 SKUs available in the store. Any given point of time, you can walk in and shop, you can WhatsApp and shop, you can make a voice ordering and shop, you can text and shop, you can go to the web and app on the shop. So I think there are various ways of shopping which you can do.
So I can only do that if I'm a member of EasyDay.
Right now, yes, but once we have 2,000 members, we close the membership for every store.
Okay, and how much do I need to pay to become a member?
I think it's a 999 rupees membership which we are taking,
okay.
And you get a lot of privileges along with the membership. You get 10% off on whatever you buy in the store. Plus the other privileges which we create for you, and we tailor make discounts for you. So
basically, if I've got you right, and correct me if I'm wrong just before I go to Rajan, is that essentially we're looking at a more sophisticated mom and pop or a Khurana store, which will now be organized, sophisticated supermarket, which will also do delivery via tech.
I think it's much, much more than that. I think data will enable us to do things which one can't imagine.
Okay.
I think that's something which we are going to unveil today, how data is going to help us to do business.
Coming to you, Rajan, I was told that, 10,000 stores, mapping that 10,000 stores, getting the data as to, looking geographically in terms of where there is the maximum footfall and traffic is where Google is going to play a very important role. So explain to me how you're going to do that and how you're going to overlay tech on, this ambitious retail project.
No, absolutely. First of all, we are very excited to partner with Future Group on this very exciting initiative. I think India is ready for retail 3.0. Look, at a simplistic level, we have 300 million smartphone users in India, right?
Okay.
There are about 400 million internet users, and this large number of users who are spending an enormous amount of time on the internet actually, gives us a lot of data, right? In terms of where they live, in terms of their location, in terms of, their catchment areas, and so on and so forth. So we are able to use many of the signals that we get from many of our different products, right? Obviously starting with Android, starting with Maps, and so on and so forth, to essentially help identify the best locations to put, let's say, a store, right?
Sure.
There are many different signals, and we're working very closely with the Future Group team to sort of identify these locations. So that's sort of the first, I think, area that we're partnering with the group, and I think it's a very important area because you're bringing real-time signals, many different kinds of signals, right? So for instance, you can say, where are the most number of people in a certain part of Mumbai or Delhi or Lucknow, but then you can also say, like, where is a certain part, where is the place where you have the highest number of searchers for, let's say, grocery or food products, and so on and so forth. So you can combine a lot of different signals to identify the location. So that's the first area, but there's several other areas where we are very excited to be partnering with the group.
I'm also given to believe, and both of you can take this as you deem fit, that you're also looking to develop, an AI equivalent to what we today know commonly as, Amazon's Alexa or Echo, where you will have, something in your home where I can just speak to it and place my grocery order or anything else I want to order. Give me a sense between both of you. How will that work? I believe it's going to be called Saral, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's something which we are demonstrating today. Is you can speak in 8 languages and the order will get converted into the code of what the product codes are, and we'll confirm the order and ship you that product here.
And this will reach me in how much time?
I think the store is within 2 kilometers of yours, so maybe not more than 30 minutes.
Not more than 30 minutes. Okay. And you are developing this for them?
We are partnering on certain aspects of the project.
So this also will be at a cost, obviously. So I'll have to buy.
You have to do nothing. You have to just press the app and make your order.
That's it.
So think of it as conversational commerce, right? So so just to build on this, I mean, in many ways, the first wave of the internet was you type, you look at pictures,
Right.
etc. Right? The next wave of the internet is really all about, it's driven by artificial intelligence, machine learning, is speech recognition, right? And then that leads to conversational commerce. So instead of opening an app, you look at all the items that you want, you pick the item, then you take it to the cart, etc., etc. I think the next wave of commerce is really conversational commerce. So you open the app and you say, I need two bottles of milk and one whatever of certain soap and certain etc., etc., and then that's it. That's really so that's actually the next, what you can do with AI and ML is going to be really quite remarkable, and I think this is going to be a very interesting use case of how ML is going to dramatically change the user experience when it comes to commerce.
Right. And in terms of payment, have you partnered with Paytm exclusively to ensure that payment gateway
I think
will be seamless?
We have our own wallet called FuturePay.
Oh, lovely.
And
Okay.
that wallet will help us to give credit to the customer. They can open a khata with us.
Okay.
And they can pay through the wallet. And also Paytm definitely is accepted, like other payment modes.
Okay. So all payment modes will be open?
All payment modes are open.
All payment modes.
I think it's a very long-term vision. If you imagine it 30 years from now,
Right.
I think things will be very different.
In what way?
I think we have to see the way technologies develop, and if the mobile payment catches on in India as it has caught on in other parts of the world, I think people will be paying out of their mobile phones.
Right, right. So you're trying to attempt. So let's say I'm not a member, but I see your store and I want something. Can I go and make a purchase? Or?
I think till the time we are allowing for a particular period of time. After that, we don't allow non-members.
Okay, so you will make it. You will ensure that exclusivity will be the differentiating factor.
But that's why it's called a club.
Right. Give me a sense about how you're going to be launching EasyDay stores with cities and the time frame by when you will reach, let's say, 5,000 stores, 7,000, 8,000, and 10,000.
I think we should be ending up this year at around 1,100 stores.
Okay.
And our majority of our stores that currently are in the north. So we have stores in Punjab, which we acquired out of EasyDay. Then we have stores in NCR. We have stores in Hyderabad. We have stores in Bangalore. We have stores in Chennai. So there are pockets where we opened EasyDay stores.
Right.
And going forward, I think we are looking at the northern market first and then coming into the rest of the other markets.
So is it safe to say, Mr. Biyani, that when you look at global trends in retail, you see a lot of global players, be it Alibaba, be it Amazon, all of them are acquiring brick and mortar stores. So we're seeing this blended commerce also take shape in the West. When did you get the trigger that this was something that India was ready for?
I think we have been working for the last 2 years, and we did a lot of work around with Google, Facebook, Twitter on using them to get customers into our stores. And I think the results were amazing. For the last 2 years we have been doing this. And the power of online, the power of the virtual world, we thought was amazing for this country. Imagine 300 million smartphone users, and they are the prospective customers for us. So I think the profile is so perfect. So we have been, last 2 years we have been looking about how do you crack this model of taking technology to increase our capacity. And we have been experimenting a lot with various kinds, and finally we discovered that this is the model which will work for us. We started working on this model, so we started making members from the last 8-9 months.
Oh, you already have members?
We already are making members in all our stores.
Okay.
And we started using the data. We started talking to them. We started talking to all the technology people, and we got a sense of what we should now build. And then we went to China to understand what they are doing, and we got a lot of answers. And that's where we are today to talk about what we are doing and how it will unfold over a period of many, many years.
Just to ask your opinion on e-commerce today, standalone e-commerce. Do you think standalone e-commerce, the days of standalone e-commerce is not sustainable anymore?
I think every model evolves. If you look at the small mom and pop store, they evolved. The e-commerce will evolve, and the physical stores will evolve. I think somehow e-commerce came in an era which was a very different era. And that point, everybody thought this era will overcome everything else.
Right.
But physical retail gives you a sense of all the senses of yours. It can impact all your senses. But as digital retail only impacts one of your sense, which is the visual sense. So I think the blend creates a impact which is far, far greater than a individual digital commerce.
Would I be right to say that one of your biggest challenges in the execution of this project would be getting those prime real estate locations because you want to cover every urban consumer within the radius of 2 kilometers. So would that be your biggest challenge?
I think with Google that challenge is solved.
Yes, but acquiring that real estate.
I think real estate is available in the country. It's all about getting the right. In retail, everything is about the location. I think location, and all our ability to make 2,000 members there. I believe we have done some experiments on the project with Google, and we believe they have all the answers to our challenges.
So could you throw some light on that?
Yeah, look, I think before we get into this particular thing, over the last, as Mr. Biyani just said, right, I think they've been doing some very interesting work around using digital to drive traffic and customers into physical stores, right? And if you think about India, 98% of commerce happens in offline stores, right?
Sure.
So e-commerce has obviously grown off a very small base, and it's quite significant, but it's still 2%. And when you have 300 million smartphone users, they're doing almost all their shopping offline, right? And the power of digital is the ability to influence offline behavior, right? So when somebody searches, most of the people who search, let's say for a specific product, end up buying that product in an offline store. And as Google, now we are able to actually close the loop. So that's one of the things we've been working on over the last couple of years. And now we can actually close the loop. And in fact, one of the very exciting programs that we run with one of the formats of the group is where every first weekend of the month, we run a mega search campaign, right, where you give consumers a specific digital coupon that they can redeem at Big Bazaar, right? And the redemption rates of those coupons that are only issued from Google search has been 42%.
Crazy.
Right, which is just unbelievable. And the average basket size has been 2x of the regular basket size, right? So this notion of digital driving traffic and customers to the offline store is actually pretty well proven now, right? And now what we're going to do actually, apart from helping identify where these stores should be, is actually using Google's digital platforms, right? Whether it's search, whether it's YouTube, whether it's display, and using programmatic to very, very scientifically identify who are the right type of customers for these new store formats, right? Because if every store has 2,000 members, there are 10,000 stores, so basically you've got about 20 million members or 2 crore members, right? Now getting 2 crore members out of a 300 million smartphone user base actually, you know, is challenging, but not impossible, right? Because it's literally only about 8%, less than 10% of basically the existing active smartphone user base. And with digital, what you can do is you can identify the location of a user, you can identify all their interests, you can identify lots of different things, and then you can target that particular user with an offer to, let's say, become a member of these new formats, right? So I think there's many different interesting things that you can do with digital now, because India has this very large user base, and also you have a lot of data that you can use with machine learning to actually do this level of targeting.
A little bit about, you know, also having a chatbot where you can use the chatbot to order, just because this is so novel and interesting for everybody who's listening in the Indian market. If you can throw some light on how that chatbot will work and how I can just interact with the chatbot and order my
I think chatbot is also the chat, any social
Will
sites.
it be via Facebook or will it be
I think you can use a WhatsApp, you can use a text, and you can order.
Okay.
So I think conversational commerce, as Rajan mentioned, is something which is now happening. It's real, and there are many technologies which are available to work on that.
When will we see this hit the floor?
I think we are going to see it live, and I think we have already started the conversational commerce in 4 stores in Delhi.
As a pilot?
It started.
It's begun.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing that I thought that, you know, you must throw light on is the whole supply chain, because if you're going to have let's say eventually 10,000 stores, that supply chain efficiency will have to be also
I think this business is all about
extremely
supply chain, and we believe all our distribution centers has to be within 100 kilometers of the store. So what we do first is to set up a distribution center and then set up a store. And accordingly, I think it's geography. You have to map India, where you put up the warehouse, and within the circumference of that warehouse, 100 kilometers radius, you have to open stores.
Okay.
So you can't open a store without a warehouse in place, distribution center in place, because the goods have to reach. We have to make deliveries at least 3 times a day to the store.
What would be, you know, if you would give me a sense of what the entire investment for this project would be?
I think this is a very large project. Over a period of time it will happen, and we believe the investment will be gradual every year, but with technology and with physical assets and infrastructure which we will build, because our supply chain is built by our supply chain company, infrastructure is built by another company. So I think the total investment on technology plus other things will be more than 1,000 crores in the next 4-5 years.
Wow. Okay. And this will be completely funded by the Future Group?
I think this is internal funding which will be
internal funding. How do you see this entire chain, this EasyDay chain that we'll see evolve? How do you see it evolving in terms of, you know, consumer behavior within your stores?
I think we have been mapping the consumer behavior. We are feeling more and more confident with the kind of activities we have done. I think another activity recently, as we speak, is happening is Brand Factory event, which is starting tomorrow, free shopping weekend. And we have used again the digital medium, because this time we are giving VIP passes, which you can buy at 100 rupees and 250 rupees for special time slots.
Okay.
Morning 8 to 11 is a time slot where we are charging 250 rupees. That is refundable once you shop, and we are totally sold out on that. So I think the power of digital medium is what got us 100,000, 125,000 customers already buying these passes. So again, it was done only online.
Mr. Biyani, let's say, you know, if this becomes a big blockbuster, who will it hurt the most?
I think India is growing so much. If you expect India to grow at 7%, add up a $1 trillion economy every 5-6 years, who gets hurt? I think new markets get created, new category gets created, new consumption things happen. Consumption ultimately leads to development of any society. If you consume more, there will be more manufacturing, there will be more jobs, more services, and more GDP growth.
But do you think...
I think we are living in, that era is over. People have seen that we don't impact anyone. I think the new world is where you create new markets. I think we want to sell a lot of new categories and new products. I think Google came in, created a market of their own. Anyone comes in, I think we are all working on creating a new economy, not working on to replace the old economy.
So you don't think the traditional Kirana setup will be a bit disrupted because of this?
I don't think so. I think if you look at the local Kirana, they sell how many SKUs? You will find a vegetables and fruit seller will be different.
Yeah, sure.
Grocery seller is different. FMCG seller is different. I think we bring together a lot of SKUs together, and we are bringing in service. And we have to match the service of a Kirana wala, and they sell not more than 300 to 600 SKUs. We are selling 3,500 SKUs plus the marketplace, which is unlimited SKUs.
So you're saying that in the store you will have about 3,000 SKUs plus your online store will have a lot more variety.
As much as you want.
Which I can also place an order to, order for, and which will also reach my house within the same stipulated time.
This can't reach within 30 minutes, but this will reach to you. We'll give you a time slot on when it will reach.
Okay. And so in a situation like this, how do you think this will impact pure play e-com players?
I think e-com players are also evolving. Like you mentioned in your opening statement, Alibaba has gone into physical retail.
Right.
Amazon has gone into physical retail. Everybody will have to look at it. So we are driving our own retail.
And you don't think that having 10,000 stores, so basically you'll have distribution centers, plus you're having physical stores, the kind of pressure that the real estate and the cost factor there will put on the business, you don't
India
think?
has more than 70 lakh retail stores. So 10,000 is nothing.
Is it?
Yeah.
And what are you envisioning? What would be
I'm only talking of 2 crore people I'm going to touch. India is a country of 130 crore people.
So per store, what are you looking at your profitability?
I think we are looking at revenues per store.
Revenues per store?
To start with around anywhere between 6 to 10 crores per store.
Wow. With 2,000 members?
With 2,000 members. And if we increase the number of members, the business is different.
Okay. So there will be a smart card issued?
Yeah, we are issuing a smart card.
A smart card, right? So that smart card will also have an inbuilt wallet?
Yes, it will have an inbuilt wallet. Currently, the wallet is on your mobile phone.
Right. But, okay.
Everything will move into the mobile phone. Card is I think people like to keep cards. Otherwise, card has no meaning. Actually, we are giving them an app.
Oh, so it's like a loyalty card, just like a tag. And tell me something, will we also see in the future your stores where I can just go and I can maybe swipe my phone or my card and it will automatically take the order and get it delivered? Are we looking at that technology as well?
I think you can do that. You can order your goods, you can pick it up from the store, you can pick up from the store and we'll deliver it to your house. I think every facility will be available.
What kind of training and manpower will this project require? Because if you're giving me so many options.
I think technology does most of the job now. So we are free to do many other things.
No, but even then,
I think all the repeatable things now technology with artificial intelligence is all about prediction. So you can predict exactly what is going to happen, and a lot of jobs will become institutionalized or memorized, or machine will do the jobs. And I think our job is to now service our customers.
What do you envisage? I know you're an eternal optimist, but what do you envisage as your biggest challenges in terms of execution?
I think it's all about execution.
Of course, it's all about execution.
I think all about execucation, getting the right store, getting the right people, getting the right merchandise. Merchandise, you can get it right. Your supply chain has to be perfect, and your cost of doing business has to be very low.
Well, on that note, anything that you'd like to add, Rajan?
No, I think we're very excited about this new initiative.
Anything you'd like to add before I close?
I think we have a lot to do today.
So I'm looking forward to the unveiling of the demo of how this will work. Many congratulations on taking up such a mammoth project, and we look forward to seeing easy days all over the country. On that note, many thanks.
Thank you.